Hello everyone, and welcome to another Thomas Wooden Railway review video. In this video, I am taking a look at the Boulder Mountain set. Now, the Boulder Mountain set is a little set that is supposed to reenact the events of the Season 5 episode, Rusty and the Boulder. As many people may remember, in that episode, there was this boulder that apparently had a face, and one of the plots on that, well, the plot of that episode was that after Thumper had managed to knock Boulder off of the cliff, Boulder just went around the railway, rolling down the line, and, causing all sort of havoc. And Boulder was not shown again in any further episodes after that. Well, at least not as a main character. But this set is supposed to be a little recreation of that story. So now let's take a look at what we've got here. First off, we'll take a look at some characters that you could get otherwise that are included in this set. Like, first off, we got Oliver, the old style Oliver, by the way. We have Thumper, and we have Rusty. Now, I purchased this set off of eBay, and it costed me about $60 in total. This is for both the price of the item and shipping. I got this on an auction, which actually started out with $10 for the item, and I placed a bid for, I think, maybe $80 or so, but the auction ended with the item being $38, because there were some other bidders that were trying to win the item, but my higher bid just beat them to the punch. Well, not literally a punch, because you can't punch people over the internet, but that's not what I mean. It's an expression. So anyway, we have Rusty, we have Oliver, and we have Thumper. Now, my thoughts about the inclusion of these characters is that I can understand Rusty since he was the main character of the episode, and Thumper was a major part of the episode since it was the only episode where Thumper ever appeared in. But I really do not get why Oliver was included in that set at all. My guess is, I think this was around the time that Oliver had become retired, and the people at Learning Curve just wanted to get rid of all the Olivers that they had in their warehouse, so they just included Oliver in this set as a good way to get rid of all the Olivers that they had. That was kind of unfortunate. I mean, if they wanted to get rid of Oliver, why didn't they just sell him off? I guess Oliver may have not been sold very well at that time, and so basically they just made you have to get the set and end up getting another Oliver, which probably would not work out for some people if they already had an Oliver and didn't think that they needed to get another one. But oh well. Sometimes you just have to go with getting duplicates of characters that you've already got, if it's worth getting something exclusive. And the set also comes with a couple of trees, one red and the other green. Now, this is the second time that I have gotten a red tree, but I already have quite a lot of the green trees. It's okay. I'm just pointing out that I already have lots of green trees already, just like this one, but now I have another one. And a couple other things that are included in this set that aren't exclusive to the set would, of course, be the road, the railroad crossing, and the rest rest of the track and this bridge right here. But now let's go over to what you can get only in this set. The thing that you can get only in the set would be the Boulder Mountain as well as the collapsible building. And how it works is that there is this button right here, which when you push on it, it will cause Boulder to roll down. I'm going to get Thumper right here. Oh, and by the way, there are no caterpillar tracks on this Thumper. There should be, but the previous owner just broke them off, so they're not there. And I do already have a Thumper, and I do plan on using that to create a custom engine. And I'm sure some of you can already figure out what that is, but I will let you have fun with that. The custom engine actually is already in the process and may even be done real soon, but, you know, just working on it right now. Maybe I'm even working on it by the time you're watching this video. So, anyway, Thumper right here, well, he should have the, you know, the arms go down. I'm not sure if he's supposed to have them move when you are moving him. Hold on. I'm gonna get my other Thumper. Okay, so here's the Thumper that I've had before, and oh man. Oh wait, hold on. You know, I think you're actually supposed to... Yeah, there we go. That's how it's done. Let's try with this one. Yep, it works. It works. I think the problem is that because the caterpillar tracks are missing on both of them, by the way, it does not work as well. It's quite unfortunate how the caterpillar tracks just break off after some time and there's no way to replace them, and you just have to deal with a caterpillar trackless Thumper right there. Oh well. But anyway, I don't need Thumper to do that usual action in order to do what I'm about to show off. So, here we go. Thumper pushes down there, and Boulder rolls down. But he did not knock over the building. I'm going to put the building right here, and we're going to try that again. Okay, here we go. Okay. There we go. It knocks over. So, there's this little building right here which is collapsible, and there is this string inside of the different pieces of the building. This is to keep you from losing the pieces over time. You know, like if you have this house set up, if the string was not there, and you would just lose the pieces. And if you want to knock something over, but you didn't have all the pieces, well, you were pretty much out of luck. Now the thing here is that while Boulder did destroy something in the actual episode, he didn't destroy a building just like this one. He actually destroyed a shed. But the inclusion of the building right there is a great thing to use for knocking something over. Like, Boulder is meant to knock some things over, and that is the perfect thing to have in there. I'm actually going to do that again. Let's do one more success, shall we? I think it needs to be right here. Okay, one more time. There we go. I guess you need to have the building just about right here in order to knock it over, because as you saw those last couple of times, Boulder just was not knocking it over, and I really do not get that. Now they did include this road piece right here, or this road track, but the thing here is that Thumper is the only non-rail vehicle that comes in this set. And he is not even shown to be on the road whatsoever. In fact, I'm not sure if he is even able to fit onto the road, especially since he does not have the caterpillar tracks. I mean, why exactly is the road there if there are no vehicles to go onto it? And Thumper is not all that good at going onto the road itself. I mean, I can't even fit his wheels into the road section. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense for there to be a road, but not for there to be a road vehicle whatsoever. I guess maybe Learning Curve expected you to have some other road vehicles that you could put onto this road section right here. Because the thing about the Thomas Wooden Railway sets is that you can actually expand upon the layout and even build the layout however you want it to be. It doesn't have to be based upon the instructions. So I think that I may need to include something to go right here. So I'm actually going to go and get something. Here we go. We got Butch right here. He actually can't fit onto the road all very well. Maybe it's just on my end. Now, of course, the Butch that I'm using right here is the much later version that we got, you know, I think during the late Learning Curve era. And I'm saying the late Learning Curve era because this was probably one of the last items that we got from Learning Curve before they sold Wooden Railway to another company. Like, I think Tomy or Mattel. This could actually not be a Learning Curve item, but it does have the Search and Rescue logo on it, which would not be the perfect time for this store right here, because the Search and Rescue Center was introduced in Missy Island Rescue, and that came out around Season 14, and Boulder and the Mountain set came out in Season 5, so this is not a time-accurate model of Butch to use. But I do, however, have the older version of Butch, and there you go. Doesn't look as good as the much newer version of Butch. The much newer one is more up-to-date, but this Butch is very appropriate for this specific set in time. Now, the thing here is that at some point in time, as you may know, the fact that they had this old Wooden Railway Oliver be included in the Rusty and the Boulder Mountain set, despite the fact that Oliver doesn't actually appear in the episode, it's the old model. And I think that they still have the old model in these Rusty and the Boulder Mountain sets, like, even when the new version of Oliver was introduced. But I think that I have seen an image on the listing for this set that does show an image showing the much newer style of Oliver, the 2006 version, in this set, which could mean that later releases of the set did have the new style Oliver. And I do happen to have that version of Oliver, so I'm going to take this out and put this right there. Pretty much to give you an idea of how this set would have looked if you waited a little while longer to purchase this set after they got a much updated version of Oliver. And, of course, they didn't have Rusty be updated during this point in time. But if they were to release the Boulder and the Mountain set sometime, like in 2012 or something, that's probably how it would look. This is the 2012 edition Rusty, so if they were to release the set or re-release the set during that time, you would probably get this version of Rusty included in that set. Now, of course, this version of Rusty is a little more updated compared to the original version, although it's not that updated, but it does have a few differences with the original. Now, of course, I modified my very first Rusty into a custom Ernest the Engine, so I'm not able to give a little comparison between the two versions right there. So, what do you think about this set? Do you think that it tells or retells the story of Rusty and the Boulder really well? Are there any changes that you would have made to the set to make it a little better? Well, to answer that question, for me personally, I would probably... Well, for one thing, I think I would probably include a different character besides Oliver in this set. Because I kind of think that this is just a good way for you to get too many Olivers in your Wooden Railway collection. And I think it probably would have worked out better to include maybe Butch, as you've just shown earlier, because then you'd have an actual character to go onto the roads, since Thumper cannot go on the roads. Although I also personally think that they could have released the Boulder and the Mountain set, you know, by the Boulder Mountain by itself. So if you didn't want to spend all that money on this set, you could easily get the Boulder Mountain just on its own. Now, I am aware that they did release a Boulder Mountain much later down the line, but it was not this exact model. I'm pretty sure that this exact model is only available in this set, so this is pretty much the only way that you can get it. And I also know the fact that Rusty and Oliver are included in this set despite being different gauges. So that is it for this review on Rusty and the Boulder Mountain set. So let me know what your thoughts about the set are in the comments, and I will talk to you again next time.